Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Last time, Eden has fallen. Well, more likely Eden has rooted itself into the ground and become a new giant tree, and the empty is no longer quite so empty. As for the main story, well, when last we left off, things were not looking so hot. We have Lunar Bahumut on the loose. Fandaniel is basically threatening to recreate the end of days, and we have beacons which may very well be tempering people to work for Garlemald. Things not looking so hot at the moment, right, LSA? What do we got? Unto the Breach. Now, if you were not familiar, the final patch series of any given expansion is actually split into two parts. There's the 5.0 story patches, and then there's the 5.5, which is literally the last thing they give us before the new expansion drops. For us, it basically means that after 5.0, we'll be tackling all the side stuff and then coming back to finish off on 5.5. Can't wait to see it all.
Good news, Dekumon! Tancred and Uranger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on the way back here even as we speak.
Ah, well that's convenient.
As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh?
Also, let's see if we can crack 650 nods before we get to the end of this. 700 might be stretching it, but if we can make it there, holy crap. Ha! A welcoming party! You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Oh yes, very busy. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved.
Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alisei, Graha, and of course Dekumon. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will have also heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems lands right in our lap.
That's the way it goes.
Anyway, it's good to have you back. Though I can't help noticing that we're one Uranger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you?
He's probably just pissed off to go report somewhere else. Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, believe me. Repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raubon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald.
Then mayhap you would do the same for us.
Indeed. It was just as Lee said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the Third, however, were notable by their absence.
Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel?
Perhaps. Or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. Or perhaps they're simply making themselves scarce for the next expansion. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Into what, one of these towers?
Transform it? Into what?
That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Uranger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet as unnerving as the said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. Just as soon as we cure tempering, they come up with a new use for it.
If Fandaniel could bind Bahumut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks.
Good. Well, be sure to save some of it for Uranger. Which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raubon is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he's requested our presence. Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission.
No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. Aren't we all?
In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend.
Fair enough.
Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Uranger before the meeting.
Alright, let's get rolling. To Alamigo we go. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely returned from your mission, Uranger. I trust Thancred make you feel welcome. Welcome, huh?
Well, if it isn't Alphino and his merry band.
Oh, I was expecting Lise, sorry.
Arenveld, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that, it's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Ellison are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye.
Yeah, look at Uranger. Oh, it was not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Monbreda towered over me nonetheless. Didn't need to be reminded of Monbreda, man.
Arenveld brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company, it's almost endearing. I wonder if I could get them together.
Go for it, Alice.
So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola, mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out.
Fordola?
Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Eh? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright?
It has been so long since I've seen Arenveld, I've completely lost whatever voice he once had. Which happens a lot for all these secondary characters.
If Fordola is going with him, that must mean...
Means what?
My apologies. As Arenveld rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
Yep. I suspect this meeting will be very interesting indeed. And most likely voiced. Oh yeah, definitely voiced, with this many bodies. I always approve of properly voiced cutscenes.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Uranger. 'Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
I mean, as opposed to my improperly voiced cutscenes.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Oh, come on, Bahamut was level 50. I think I could take him at this point.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
And then there's that name, Telophoroi. It's very unusual.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
And?
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
Ah, glory be to Garlem, old guy.
Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
So it was a form of tempering after all.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
Well, convenient that we invented a very reliable way of untempering people, just as we kind of needed it.
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Well, I assume Fandaniel has something to do with this, clearly.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We're gonna start seeing lunar variants of the other primals popping up, aren't we?
And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
Crap.
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
And probably tempered too.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut off Ralbon. I did not expect that button to actually close. I hit one of the shoulder buttons on this new controller
Given the
by
nature
accident.
of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
You mean us? Well, me specifically. Oh, this is why we need Fordola.
What?
Her artificial echo would protect her from tempering, wouldn't it?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We're glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Oh, that is not the voice I remember you having.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
You know, if I remember correctly, there's actually a series of side quests where you kind of redeem Fordola a little bit. A little sad they aren't required, but that's understandable. You don't have to see Fordola's character growth step by step. understand that she's probably gone through a fair bit of it in the intervening, time between Stormblood and Shadowbringers. Especially considering the last time we saw her, her echo was basically torturing her with the thoughts of all the people around Alamigo. Hopefully she's doing a little better.
Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolder and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically on parole right now.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
Its own throat? No, trust me, it had help.
And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Should we tell her that Garlemald was basically founded by the Ascians for the sole purpose of sowing chaos and discord, and probably keep that under our hat. Safer there.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Fist bump me, bro. Yes.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it.
Wonder why that one's so tightly guarded.
Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Paglthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Paglthan? Doesn't ring a bell.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
It's Lizardman turf. Okay.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
You did have a whole year to learn a little better.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Dude, you have no idea. He's gonna die at the end of this, isn't he?
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me?
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
True.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He understands how serious this is. Good. As for her, hopefully she's had some measure of proper redemption since we last saw her.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this Lunar Bahumut.
And where should we go for that? Hey, hello?
Oh, bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. Oh, I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinien.
Oh, shit. Sweet. Where was he?
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahumut.
Ah, god damn it.
But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Ishgard, eh? Well, time to go pay another visit to Emmerich's turf.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
You got it. Did you hear that, Tataru? Go send your fancy new ship over to Ishgard.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
You too.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Here we go. Chasing Estinien again. Oh, this brings back memories. Alright, next quest, Alphino, is Here Be Dragons.
So, Estinien was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose.
Never is. And that's why I use Aetheryte travel. It's the only way to fly, baby. Except for mounts. Well, I don't see him anywhere, but I really didn't expect him to just be here at the plaza.
All present? Good. Let's split up and search for Estinien. Since we're relatively new to this place, Gaha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Dekumon can delve into the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, that's true. You weren't here last time.
Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinien. Good luck.
Good luck to all of us. I should probably check with Emmerich.
I think I shall begin at the Skystone Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return.
That's true. Also been a hell of a time since we've seen Lucia. You know, so much so that I honestly don't remember what voice I had for her.
Good morrow to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting of Al Amigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
I'm looking for a wayward dragoon.
I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinien had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent. In any event, I am afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better.
Maybe, but I doubt I can get that lucky. I notice a distinct lack of both Estinien and Alphino. Wonder where those two could be.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
You probably could.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Maybe. Or he could be right there.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
You'd probably be right.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh god, he's gonna mistake Alice for Alphino.
Too long?
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
I was right. Hey, no petting the sister. She's gonna take his hand off.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
She's gonna explode here.
I am not Alphino!
That was good.
If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinien's eyes.
Estinien Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side.
And here comes the hero worship.
To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Okay, look, I get we have all this crazy, heavy stuff going on, but we really needed this lighthearted cutscene. Look at his face, dude, look at it. He's drooling. Oh my god, I think he actually is drooling.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alice shouting. Estinien! It's been too long.
Oh, there he is.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again.
Yeah, no kidding. For your own safety.
What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
At least someone's having a good time.
I forgot how much these two bonded over the course of Heavensward.
You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinien as he does Arenvald.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps he sees them as the brothers he never had. I think he's learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. No, I like this one. He definitely was much better at talking at people at the beginning.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
Speaking of, he's still going.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azys Lla.
An airship, you say? Well, we might happen to have one of those lying around. But the hell you want to go to Azys Lla for?
Azys Lla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Oh shit, Tiamat? Is that the plan? We're gonna go see Tiamat?
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azys Lla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
That being said, if we tell her about Lunar Bahumut, it might actually break her out of her remorse.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahumut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation?
Or get pissed off enough at it that she'll go and kill it.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azys Lla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard. I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
You'll get used to him.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt?
This was this way. He's the closest thing a blunt instrument a dragoon will ever wield is himself. He's direct, I'll definitely give him that. So, to the Queen of the Dragons we go.
It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azys Lla, but I understand the three of you went here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit?
No, we were in a different sector.
Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Dekumon is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face.
Well, there's also Midgard Sommer, but I'm pretty sure he's still asleep at this point. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Sommer was there to introduce me, yeah. He helped smooth things over a wee bit.
Ah, yes, you were a friend of her father.
I too have met with Tiamat.
Really?
I don't remember you talking with her. After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her old war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahumut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now.
I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to resummon Bahumut.
Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Interesting, you now claim him as kin after everything he put us through, but hey, I guess you literally fused with him. It's kind of hard not to. Well now, time for some righteous indignation.
Tiamat awaits.
This way. Let's go. Thankfully, I am high enough level that these things should not just aggro on me as soon as I walk by them. Or in this case, fly by them. Poor Tiamat. She really does not deserve this.
My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Oh, lovely. Great. I mean, she gets pissed at me if she figures this out. Well, here's the short answer. Your hubby's back and he's weirder than ever.
That my sins should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none, save the dragons of Mercidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when he first manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allegan's dark designs.
I know I'm kind of speaking over her, but
I've seen it
can't
with
understand
my
her
own
anyway.
eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Yes, the dragons of Mercidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Yeah, she's definitely pissed off enough. She might want to come out of the cage.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
Oh, he wants to get her riled up.
What wouldst thou have from me, slayer of dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mercidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Well, she's definitely pissed now.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. Yet who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequences.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul.
Oh shit. I never even thought about that. The fact that she could be tempered, even partially. I think we have a cure for this, though.
But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
I think we could do something about that. About both things, actually.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance.
And I'm pretty sure I can figure out which things to break to get her out of this.
If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
That's right, Estinien doesn't know about this yet.
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends, to lay Bahumut's memory to rest.
Also, I love the fact that we get the Heavensward theme right now. Or no, this is Stormblood's theme, isn't it? Yeah, this is Stormblood's theme.
When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man.
Sweet. Also, we're all gonna have some stiff necks at the end of this. I mean, seriously, look how high up we gotta look to see her in the eye.
While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger, and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her.
So it better not fail.
Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alligans kept detailed records on all their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look.
Perfect. You go do that.
We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of these shackles.
All right. I know Alphino and Dekumon here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through?
Rest assured, Sir Estinien, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look either. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand then. I believe the nodes covering Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The Etherochemical Research Facility in particular.
Oh, please don't tell me I have to run that dungeon for this.
Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood.
Convenient. Glad we still have these suckers around. They're basically master keys to most elegant tech.
Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambaros Uronje and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. And so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least.
Kinda does.
Agreed. We'll take good care of it. To the flagship then.
Man, that's a long flight. And there's no shortcut for it.
Let's split up and search the flagship for the nodes that control Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It will not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor list Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding.
Alright, no poke of the buttons. You expect me to exercise restraint, you monster. Oh, hello. Bzz. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Bzz. That is not the node I'm looking for. What about this one? Ostripus node. Here. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed? No. Please do not proceed. Do not proceed! And there's the last one I need.
Beep boop. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in minus 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release.
See, that one sounds promising. Well, often I found a couple that might be useful.
I'm afraid Estinien and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything?
I did. A node which smelled like burnt hair. Yeah, a chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries if that's any help. No. Yeah, I found the right one. At least I'm pretty sure I did.
Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let's take a closer look.
That's indeed. Gotta go find the thing again, right? Yep, this is the one.
Beep. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms?
Not yet. Oh, I guess so, alright.
Beep. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may occur only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps.
Let's try it. Hopefully this works.
Beep. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Beep. Authentication complete. This is a vial of blood. User identified as member of royal family. Please state your name.
Oh, really? Dekumon, let's play. Alphino Livior. Estinien Wormblood. No, let's not confuse this poor node any more than it has.
Beep. Welcome. Dekumon, let's play. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Beep. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required.
Seriously?
System update? What do you suppose it's asking of us?
It's asking us to wait 2 hours before I play the next chapter. I could hazard to guess to smash it to pieces. Yeah, I know what these are. Well, that is more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. Don't worry about it.
User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Beep. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. I'm still running Windows 5.
Which one was that, like 3.1 or XP?
This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship.
So, this thing can release the restraints or not?
It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell.
That's my job, I'm guessing.
Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. I'm here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it.
Of course, this means I have to go find the thing. Oh, so that's where the quest ends. Interesting. Well, we might run a hair long, but we should probably get this next quest started. For vengeance!
Beep. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please.
Which way is this way? Hey, that took forever to find.
Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Version 2. Why, software version 42.002, of course. Beep. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day.
Holy shit. That's a little too long there.
That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through.
Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any actual progress.
I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I'm ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured I will be certain to return it to G'rahatia once this is over.
Good idea. Hopefully the thing recognizes you as me now.
Just a little more work, and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. Yep. All that the Ascians touched turned to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground.
Oh yes, and boy do we have tales to tell on this part.
And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Van Daniel? Will you try and reach out to him too?
I don't know, the Joker can't be reasoned with. Enemy or no, I do want to understand him. I'll try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I like this one. This is both a nod to Emmett Selk and a threat. And it's just perfect.
I see little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter.
You just don't understand, you weren't there.
But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship, only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Good advice. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others.
That we should.
Estinien told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphina's absence that he's needed elsewhere.
Yep. He'll push the button and release once we say go.
Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, G'raha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition.
Well, care to enlighten me?
Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leaned strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will irrevocably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance.
Lucky us.
Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than those suffered by the kobolds.
That's good.
Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might have that made a difference.
Probably did.
Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphinaud to disengage the restraint's ethereal dampness.
Oh dear.
I'm counting on you, Angelo.
Alright, time to power up the pork.
Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Allag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Dekumon, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past.
Alright. Bonus, we get to learn some Malian history. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Tell me of your war with the men of Allag. Yeah, I want to know about the Ascians. And I want to know about the original Bahamut.
Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Allag first came unto Mericidia, unto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas.
Aw, little baby dragons!
Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young.
They're adorable.
Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Sharlayan scholar Ruhusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo!
Alright, round 2 of treatments.
When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion, such was their fear of dragonkind. And as they kept their distance, so did we let them be.
Until somebody decided to cross the line.
Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share seemed to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more.
Oh, they basically made Bahamut their king. Actually, not a terrible idea. I mean, all we know is the temper Bahamut, but, you know, the normal Bahamut was probably a pretty chill dude.
Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Alag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well.
Mm-hmm. And LSA looks pretty tapped.
But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you're free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Oh dear, I just need to catch my breath for a minute.
Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, LSA. The magic is working. Yes, but I'm getting exhausted.
Oh, gotta go again, huh?
While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work.
Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require.
Careful. I might hold you to that. All right, here I go. Oh dear.
All right, time to charge up LSA, to charge up Angelo, to free Tiamat. All right, one more for the road. The pork is charged. Poor LSA looks whooped.
No. I'm almost there.
There we go. Hey, come on, we said we'd loan you the ether.
This is it, Angelo.
Oh, I cannot believe we're literally going to free Tiamat. Oh, I thought for a second he exploded. Literally thought Angelo just sacrificed himself.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Just good. Because I don't think any of us can do that again.
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Well, this ends one way or another. All right, Alphino, throw the switch.
Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Yeah, but you're gonna hold them down for us.
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Yeah, though, that's true. For those that have had their bodies changed, they're too far gone.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Seriously, dude, how long does it take to push one
Alphinaud's
button?
ready. It's time.
Alright, here we go. Any day now, Alphinaud.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
She's gonna have some serious cramps getting out of this thing. Well. There you go, girl. Stretch. Trust me, stretch, because you have been in this thing for freaking eons. Uh-oh.
Bahumut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
Well, I'd say that worked.
Gods!
The Great Worm rides once more. Hello?
Urianger, your timing could not be better.
Oh? Uh-oh.
Understood, we're on our way.
That's not a good look.
It's Bahumut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Oh shit. I think that's our cue.
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Shit.
Did you hear all that, Alphinaud? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way.
And what way is that gonna be?
Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Oh. He's literally going to drag it back. Man, I thought I knew how to make an entrance. Shit. Well, well, well. That was a hell of a fun little trip.
While I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinien and Tiamat in battle, 'twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less.
That is true. That is very true. But that is also where we're gonna call it for today. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Yours and Adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.